Hey, what's going on, guys? So, if you've been watching my channel for a while now, you'll know that I actually have a great relationship with the company Retrofighters. In fact, it's awesome. They always send me stuff for review, and they never say like, hey, just make a video if you want or whatever. They're never really expecting anything. But, of course, if I'm gifted something, I'm going to check it out. We're going to check it out for you guys to make sure that it's kind of a, maybe worth your time or not. But it's kind of random, right? Because I never know when something like this is going to come. It's just like, poof, it's on your doorstep, and hey, check this out. And this is a product I didn't even know existed. And also, the timing is wonderful because I just finished setting up my streaming recording setup, and this thing is going to be hopefully a game changer. We'll find out when I get to actually open it. I obviously haven't done anything yet, but this is their new Defender controller. This is actually a wireless PS1, 2, and 3 controller. It also works for the PlayStation Classic, like that little mini console, and it works for the Switch. But that being said, I'm going to go ahead and open this guy up. They actually sent me two of them. I'm going to show you both of them. I'm going to play on one of them, kind of see how it works out, and let you guys know how it is. But without further ado, let's check out Retrofighters' newest controller for the PlayStation, the Defender. So, Retrofighters sent me two of these bad boys, which is awesome because PlayStations require two controllers. For the sake of this video, so they have the blue one and the gray one. I'm going to open up the blue one here, though, because that's the one that I know I'm going to use. So growing up, I had a regular PlayStation controller, but the first one I bought was this clear blue, and once again, I didn't even know they made these, but also like the clear blue is the same blue as the one I used growing up, so I'm super pumped to check that out. This thing is going to be a game changer for me personally, and I'll show you why in a second, barring that everything's good. But once again, I've never really run into a quality issue with Retrofighters. So anyway, there's a box in a box, and the controller comes out. Looks like there's a couple of odds and ends. So let's see here. First of all, there is a, oh, come on now, mine friend. There we go. Alright, so we got a couple of adapters here. That's cool! It matches the controller! Okay, and I have to open up the other one too then. And then this would be for a USB, so this will probably go into the, I would assume PS3, the Switch, and the what is it, the PlayStation Classic. So let's see, Classic setup. For PlayStation Classic, you insert the USB dongle, that's this one, and press the home button. I had a pair. Just kind of hold it just tells you how to do it with the buttons. Looks like they have a turbo mode where you can set the turbo, clear the turbo. They have auto and clear auto. A whole ton of buttons here, so just kind of go over it. D-pad, analog sticks, LED indicator, square, circle, triangle, X or cross, whatever the hell you want to call it. Pairing button, home button, turbo, clear, punch auto button, screenshot button, R1, R2, L1, L2, start select. Analog setup. So Retrofighters will automatically detect the analog game and indicate first or second light is on. Some games on the PS1 will require you to manually turn on auto analog mode. So for the PS1, PS2, you used to just be able to hit the analog button. It looks like here you have an ability to do it. And here's the controller. I'm gonna, just one second, I want to make sure I'm not reading anything crazy. It looks like they have on the back is just facts. So first of all, this is cool. I like the fact that it matches. It has your charging cord and it's USB-C. That is another huge boon for me. That's that auto punch thing, that screenshot button, so those aren't like in the way. Turbo, clear. The weight feels good. You know what? Let me grab one of these Pro controllers. They're the same weight. I mean, like, they're the same weight. So if you have a Pro controller, this is the same weight. I don't know if there's a weight in here to make it that way, but it definitely feels like that. I'm looking since, I'm glad I picked the clear one first, because you can see there are rumble motors. You have the battery packs, you can kind of see that. The triggers feel really good. The D-pad feels good. We're gonna put it to the test. And it's so weird with PlayStation. I personally am a fan of the offset analog sticks, but I know that that's not what PlayStation does, not what they did. So this feels a little strange to me in the sense of a modern controller, because this is pretty much a modern controller. I mean, look at this. This is like the same exact form factor as a Pro controller. In fact, it is the same form factor as a Pro controller, more or less. But it has the PlayStation style sticks, so a little crazy. It has, check this out, it has texture on the thumbsticks, just like the, yeah, I'm gonna keep comparing it here. It has the same texture style as the Pro controller. The buttons are different though. They're kind of like this cool gel. Think of like Xbox buttons. That's what these are like. Like the, they feel jelly. It's hard to explain without basically touch an Xbox controller button, and that's what it feels like. And it has a home button, so click the sticks. Everything feels good. Just because there wasn't much to the unboxing, let's just open up the other one real quick, just so you guys can see it. Why not? I mean, we're already this far together. We've already become great friends. Oop, hello. Another chargy cord. Another box of junk. Oh, look at that. Even the manual, I didn't notice this. The manual reflects what color you bought. Like, that just seems like an extra cost, printing wise. I mean, I'm just thinking, like, you know, for for distribution, like, just seems like a, you know, they didn't have to do that, but kind of cool they did. And let's make sure that my hypothesis is obviously gonna be correct, because you wouldn't package blue with everything. Yep, little matchy guy there. And let's look at the gray version. It is that classic PlayStation gray controller. But now we're gonna put this to the test. We're gonna put these to the paces. It does say charge minimum for 2 hours before using. So actually, I'm lying. I'm gonna go charge these real quick, but then we're gonna put these to the paces. I'm gonna go ahead and say right now, I primarily, nowadays, I primarily use my PlayStation for RPGs. Who gives a damn about what controller you use for RPGs? You're going through menus, right? So I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna show, not something different, but something different than what I normally would be playing right now. I'm gonna put like a shoot 'em up, maybe a platformer, a couple different games that aren't RPGs, because I don't want to waste your guys' time. So let's just kind of see how these games play out, how these controllers play out. Let me charge these up, and we're gonna get some gameplay. So I kept alluding that this is going to be a very convenient controller for me, and that is because my setup is all my consoles going into a Switch, going into a CRT TV, but also going into my FrameMeister, which goes into the other room where I do all my work, and you can see where I can stream and play and all that. So a wireless controller is very, very warranted. So I did not have something like this for my PlayStation. So now it is time to test it out and see if it is, you know, good. So I'm going to test this out with a few games. Starting off with the Einhander right now, just because I kind of wanted to get like a shooter in. But also another thing I wanted to kind of show with this this game particularly, is the fact that it uses the analog and the D-pad, so I can kind of test out both. I am, as I just showed, in the other room, so obviously I'm utilizing the wireless functionality. But not only that, I have the door closed so I can record a little better, get some better sound on here. So right now the door is closed, and I am obviously playing quite, you know, like the controls are pretty good. I don't feel any lag with this, which is nice. And you know, so now I'm going to switch to the D-pad just to kind of switch it up. And you know, the D-pad feels really good too. Definitely, I'm not a big fan of the original PlayStation, or really any PlayStation D-pad. Really, I'm not a fan of anything that's not a Nintendo D-pad, if we're going to be specific. I'm not knocking PlayStation here. I'm kind of knocking everyone except for the original creators of the D-pad. But I can just say right now with confidence that, besides me getting wrecked just there, this controller's working very fine. Very fine. So I wanted to kind of do a couple things. So I'm obviously playing PS1 right now, being that it's Einhander. Let's go ahead and switch to a different kind of game. So this is a shooter, obviously. I'm going to do more of an action game. I'm also going to play it if it's one of my favorites. But this is also a game that specifically does not use the joystick. So let's kind of see what a non-analog PS1 gameplay is like. If for some crazy reason you thought I was going to be testing this out and not playing Mega Man Legends, then you obviously do not know me or have not been watching my channel ever. I'm going... Do I have a save on this memory card? Let's find out. Do I have a save on this memory card? I do. Alright. Let's go ahead and just jump in. So I just had a random memory card plugged into my PS2. So, if you know about this game, you turn with the triggers, but you walk with the D-pad, and hold on. You can actually use the analog stick. That's cool. Oh, man. Alright, so, wow. Alright. Anyway, this does still work the way you'd think it works. I wonder if I can... this is interesting. Okay, so, this is kicking, which is the same as your attack button, is what's going on here. And look, I can kick with both legs. Do I kick with the... Yeah. So this way is that way, this way is that way. Kickity kick, kickity cack. That's fun. You know what, though? I'm going to try something. I'm going to try something real quick. Hold up. I've just activated analog mode, which is the 2 LEDs lit up. You get this by pressing the home button. And look, the analog doesn't work again, because that's the way the PS1 game was meant to be. You cannot use the analog stick. So it's just kind of neat that I can do this, and that's kind of cool. I'm wondering, though, I would have to do a little bit more research. I'm not going to lie, but I'm wondering if I can plug this up and make it to where I can basically turn these two into these two, and kind of play this game like the way that you would, like a modern game would play. Either way, this works fine, like more than fine actually. The fact that I can play this with the okay, I forgot what's going on in the plot. Oh yeah, the cop car. This is really right at the beginning of the game. This is great though. Like, this is very, very great for playing this game. If you're a Mega Man Legends fan, I'm just gonna go ahead and say that this controller is the business. So cool. Anyway, I'm going to... I wonder if I can go to that. You can't do anything this early in the game, crud. I mean, it plays the way I would want it to. In fact, better. So, so far anyway, I really enjoy this. But now I want to test it with one more kind of game, a different game. It's gonna be a PS2 game. And you'll see what I mean here in a second, why I chose this third game. Really, this game isn't specific. It's just the genre specifically. I just grabbed the first one off the shelf. But you'll see. Why am I just wasting your time? You're going to watch it, like, right now. Okay, so I just decided to put in a fighting game. I'm just going to go into practice to make this a little bit, you know, just... I'm testing the controller, not how good I am, when I haven't played this game in quite a while. I'll just pick, why am I really caring? I'll pick K. K's the man. And some randos to fight. So, this is gonna be a real one for me, because I usually use a fighting stick when I'm playing on the PlayStation, because the controller is, to me, not great for fighting games. I prefer D-pads, and I really like this D-pad, so we'll see what goes on here, real quick. First, okay, yep, start. So the D-pad works, the joystick works. That works. Feels pretty good. I will say that I think the joystick feels better than the D-pad, at least for fighting games so far. Do that one move with K. Oh, yeah, there you go. So, yeah, but it does seem to work very fine. Pretty good for fighting games. I mean, if you're playing casually, like, obviously, most people who are, like, big fighting game guys, especially on the PlayStation, are going to be using a fight stick. But this feels just like playing with a Pro Controller. It does not, it doesn't, like, feel, you know, like, really janky. And like I said, I only kind of compare it to the original PS1 controller, you know, PS2 controller, DualShock, and the DualShock 2. Just because, like, those controllers just don't feel like they're meant for fighting games. I'm nothing against those controllers. I mean, obviously, those controllers are, like, you know, the groundwork for every modern controller known to everyone, but they're not meant specifically for fighting games. Not saying this is, but this is just, you know, you can tell that there are years of adaptation in something like this, opposed to, you know, an original PlayStation 1 or PlayStation 2 controller. So on the whole, I can say that this is great. Like I said, I like the weight of it. The D-pad works fine. It works better for... It's not bad for fighting games, but it's better for other games, I will say. The joysticks are great. I love they're textured. I haven't really tried the turbo button. I mean, I guess I could I guess I could do that. There we go. So yeah, the turbo button works, I guess. Weird. Anyway, and yeah, and I guess you can clear the turbo. No. Oh. Turbo off. I don't know. There's a way to do it. I'm not looking at the instructions right now, but the turbo works. So that's nice. Yeah, on the whole, pretty great controller. I actually really recommend it. I you know, like I said, I did get this for free, and all the views are my own though. Like, I'm not getting paid to make this video or anything. I just want to make sure that I made that clear. But I will also say that I have been getting stuff from Retrofighters, once again, thank you, for quite a while now. And I've loved, you know, I've loved everything they've sent me. A huge fan of the Striker controller. You know, I love those 64 ones. But I think this is probably the nicest controller I've gotten. And I don't know if that's because I really kind of didn't have a PlayStation option until now, personally. But I will say that this thing is just great. It feels like a Pro controller, which is one of my favorite controllers anyway. And it just works really well, and it does everything I would expect this to do. I mean, like I said, right now I'm in the other room. My console is in the other room, and my door is closed, and there's no input lag. You know what, though? It's funny. I'm wondering if this video might look like lag in this video now that I'm actually watching myself on the screen recording, because this is a recording from my phone camera. And this is my capture card, so they might not be linked up in OBS, but just know that, like, they are in sync. Like, if it doesn't look like it's in sync in the video, which I'll know, I guess, when I'm editing, if it doesn't look like it's in sync in the video, in real life it is in sync. I'm not, like, jacking around or messing anything up. But that being said, that's just my views on it. Let me know what you guys think. I think this controller is awesome. So that was the controller from Retrofighters, and, you know, like I said, tried it with a couple of games. You know, try to make it a little bit varied, a little bit something for everybody, because I mean, like, any controller is gonna be good playing an RPG. So, you know, as long as it can toggle through a menu. But hey, let me know what you guys think down below. Is this something that interests you? Something that maybe you'll go after? Like I said, this is really convenient for me, just with my setup. But you know, I'm very interested to see what you guys think down below. That's going to do it for us today, guys. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for subscribing. If you haven't, please do. It'd be fantastic. But hey, as always, my friends, take it easy.